Wendy Williams reveals shocking details of police visits and exam drama on The Breakfast Club. Wendy Williams reveals shocking details of police visits and exam dramas on The Breakfast Club. Do you guys realize that Wendy Williams has been going through this with Sabrina since 2022 and we're in 2025? You would think it would be an open and shut case because she's done this before. Okay, she has scammed other people.
Wow, y'all gotta get in here and see this. Wendy Williams' guardian is being accused of mishandling funds in a $30 million lawsuit. Since the premiere of Wendy's documentary, people have been wondering who the judge was in this case and who the actual guardian is. And after people start to do a little bit of digging, they found that Wendy's current guardian was in a lot of hot water in 2009 when she was accused of coercing a man into an oppressive conservatorship. Now, according to the lawsuit, in 2009, New York attorney Matt F., the plaintiff in this case, was representing a man named Jose. Jose was awarded $5.5 million in a personal injury claim lawsuit. Now, an associate to Matt F., who was representing Jose, approached Jose. Now, after Matt F. associate approached his client, Jose, he began to tell Jose that Matt was mishandling his case. Now, apparently after approaching Jose, this associate of Matt F. named Herbert told Jose that his case would not be finalized until he consented to a guardianship that he did not want or need.
So what's taking so long? Well, I think I know what's taking so long. Did you guys know that she's held some very prestigious positions here in New York? It says that Sabrina served numerous roles in the New York Women's Bar Association. She was vice president in 2022 to 2023. She also served as treasurer, recording secretary, and a member of the board of directors. Child, I mean, when you're someone's treasurer dealing with their money, they trust you. So she's probably got a lot of influential friends, and she just knows how to con people. She's paying people off. I believe that Wendy Williams was forced to go to the public because if you go to another official, they might be Team Morrissey. This woman is crooked. So I applaud Wendy Williams for going on The Breakfast Club, for going on The View tomorrow. Get your story out there. This woman is insane and she's a pro at it. You are not her only victim. Wendy Williams is super duper famous and you can still do this in front of the public right under our noses. It's insane. But anyway, she went to The Breakfast Club and I'm going to play a lot of this. I don't want to play it all because it's about 20 minutes to a half hour, but just take a listen of what Wendy said this morning.
Hey, good morning. How you feeling, Wendy? How you feeling, Gina?
Good morning.
We're doing well.
Gina.
Hi.
Good morning, Wendy. I want to tell people who Gina is because Gina's name came up yesterday in one of the TMZ articles. Gina is the president of Connect Care Advisory Group. And, you know, Gina has been a godsend for Wendy Williams throughout this whole process, man. I want to salute Gina. And I want y'all to walk us through what happened yesterday with Wendy. It was a lot going on. We saw Wendy leaving the facility with all the police.
Yep.
You know, what happened?
Well, the police showed up and, you know, I mean, I'm exhausted. You know what I'm saying? I am exhausted and I wanted to go to the hospital to talk to the doctor, you know? Gina, you can expound upon that a bit, please.
So we were actually trying to figure out how to kind of break through and get some kind of motion into this case because we were pretty stuck at one point waiting for the lawyers to get through and get some type of trial. So I did two things. I wrote a letter to the Adult Protective Services explaining to them Wendy's situation. She was isolated and we needed an investigation. Yesterday morning, during our morning calls, I told Wendy we will be calling the police. and we will be speaking to police, and we will be telling them that you are isolated.
Listen,
and we need some help.
So two police showed up, where I was, at the coterie, and so I was telling them, the same, and the next thing you know, there are 2 more police, so there are 4 in total, and I was talking with Gina, and saying, go ahead, Gina.
Yep, and the police came into the room. Wendy gave me the phone, and I pleaded with the police as if Wendy was my child. Please, you need to get her off this floor.
And listen,
she is confined.
I told them I am not incapacitated, as I've been accused. And this floor that I live on is the memory unit. The people who live there don't remember anything, unlike me. Like, why am I here? What is going on? It's a cry for help. You know what I'm saying? Charlamagne, I talk to you often and a lot. Mm-hmm. And Gina, go ahead and talk, please.
Now, Gina, let me ask you one question. Yes. There was something yesterday that said that Wendy dropped a note out the window, and that's how the police were called. Is that true? Is there any truth to that?
No.
That's so funny. Wendy's talking to me on the phone, and she's like, Gina, there's a photographer downstairs. What do I do?
Yep.
And I'm like, she's like, should I write them something? And I'm like, yes, write help.
Let me tell you, this happened early in the morning, and it just so happens, because all I have a window, a bathroom, and a bedroom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the window, and I see somebody say hi. So I'm like, hi back. And I get on the phone, and I'm talking with Gina, and my niece, and I ask them this, that, and the third. Go ahead, Gina.
Yes, the note had nothing to do with it. Wendy and I actually called the police directly.
Okay.
And convinced the police to come over to do a welfare check.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, go ahead. Finish.
And just insisted and pleaded with the officer on the phone that you have to get Wendy out of here. We have a guardian who is telling the whole building and the world that she's incapacitated.
Yes.
And she needs to be on a locked unit.
Yes.
And I said, please, you cannot walk out of that building without Wendy. And she told me, I promise, I will not. I will bring her out.
I was shocked to see Wendy walking yesterday. That's what I was telling Wendy yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I can't. Because we seen them lymphedema feet. I was like, I could not believe Wendy could walk.
Let me tell you something. So the cops say to me, what I'm saying? They say, Wendy, you have to leave the scooter. I said, okay, but just walk with me, okay? And so they walked with me. So it was like exercise for my feet. Go ahead, Gina.
Yeah, and so when the officers were there, Wendy started to feel she had a little bit of anxiety. And I said, tell them that you need to go to the hospital. Mm-hmm. And I said, when you go to the hospital, you're going to ask for an independent medical evaluation.
Yes.
But the building was giving us a hard time. They first sent a nurse. Yeah. And they're like, oh, Wendy, we'll take care of it. I'll take your vitals.
And I said, no, thank you. No, thank you.
And I'm on the phone, and I'm like, no, we need a medical doctor.
Right.
The nurse says, oh, we have a doctor in the building.
No, I want an independent doctor.
That's right.
And I'm like, no.
Doctor.
Yeah, I said, no, she needs to get out. We need to go to a hospital. That's not a hospital.
Right.
We need to get her out of there, and she needs to be seen by medical outside of this facility. And then finally, the cops were okay with that, and then the ambulance, and Wendy was okay as well, and they called the ambulance.
So just to clear it up, so they didn't want her to leave. They tried to do everything to make sure she didn't leave.
Internal.
Listen. And then I was on the phone. I was on the phone with Gina, and then I'm on the phone with my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? My lawyer was like, oh, okay, and I'm going to meet you at the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised Sabrina Morrissey didn't come and jump on the ambulance.
No, please. my lawyer, Sadatu, was on it.
Yes.
Question for you guys.
Sadatu Salami.
Yeah, she did. I actually called her, told her that Wendy was going to be admitted into the hospital.
Yes.
And she drove from Long Island to the hospital. And she actually stood by Wendy's side because I said, you have to be there. And you have to tell the doctors that Wendy's being held captive. And the world thinks that she's incapacitated and they need to do an independent exam.
Right.
Because the issue here was that Wendy has a guardian. So that guardian is in charge of medical decisions as well.
And
so I told her,
by the way, at the hospital, they tell me that my guardian was right here, on the other side of right here, and never said hi. And my lawyer could attest to that. Say the guardian person
Sabrina Morrissey
was in the hospital. Yes, and never said anything to me at all.
She was at the hospital yesterday?
Yes. This is yesterday. Yesterday morning. Yes. Yesterday in the afternoon. She was here.
She never said anything to you. Did you see read the Vanity Fair article? I don't know how you would have read it though, Wendy. But she said that you guys have a really good. Oh, hey, Wendy. She said that you guys have a really great relationship and that you guys it's very friendly when you see each other and that happens often. But she was at the hospital yesterday and didn't say anything to you?
Please. She because she's lying about the Vanity Fair.
What you mean she's lying in Vanity Fair, you mean?
Yes, about what was being said, according to what she was saying. And
gotcha.
She was there with, anyway. The point is that then where I am, at that coterie, right now, there is another person right there. Like, if I open the door, there's a person from the coterie.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's very sad. You know what I'm saying?
Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Wendy Williams, and Gina is also on the line
Gina
as well.
Lisa, she's the president of Connect Care Advisory Group.
Now tell us what happened when you got to the hospital, because there were claims that they did a test, and she got 10 out of 10 on the test. So what happened when she actually got to the hospital?
Well, when I got to the hospital, immediately, and they're saying, I get checked in, right? And then, they checked me for the heart palpitations and they did all kinds of scans and Gina, can you expound upon?
Yes. So she arrived at the hospital and the attorney convinced the doctors. So according to what was told, the guardian was there and Wendy's attorney. And I think there was a little back and forth as whether she was going to allow Wendy, the guardian, to get evaluated.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor saw there was a difference between the guardian's opinion and her lawyer's opinion, and the doctor had to go to his legal department from the hospital to clear to see how he was going to do it. He received the clearance for the evaluation, and then Wendy took 2 evaluations, and pretty much they're evaluating whether she has competency and is able to make decisions, and she passed both tests.
What does the 10-10 mean?
I'm sorry?
What does the 10-10, what does it mean, Gina? Tell me what 10
out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, correct. 10 questions asked, 10 questions correct, answered correctly.
I mean, they asked me simple things like, who's the president? You know what I'm saying? What's my birth date? Anyway, yeah, I scored.
Who'd you tell them the president was, Wendy?
Oh, please. A friend of mine. a friend of mine. Who was on the show and also beyond.
I have a question for you guys too. So there are reports that this exam that you did can't be used in moving forward to prove the that you're not incapacitated. Can you clear that up or explain? I don't know if I missed that part. How this will be used.
That's actually false. That's a medical exam done by an independent doctor by a very well-known hospital. You can use that for the court.
So
I don't know who said that.
What's the next steps, Gina and Wendy? Tell the people what's the next steps.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Of course.
The guardian, my lawyer was going to come to the hospital to see me, right?
Mm-hmm. And
the guardian, from what I understand, gave my lawyer the wrong address.
Oh, wow.
So it just so happens that I know what hospital I'm in. So when I was talking to my lawyer, she said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yes." Why do you say that? And yeah.
Because everybody thinks you're incapacitated, so they don't think they know where you at.
Correct.
They don't think you know where you at.
What I'm saying? Trying to keep me hiding so that they can keep it so that everybody thinks. Them.
Wendy, you gonna be on the? Are you really gonna call into the View this Friday?
Excuse me, Gina.
Yes,
can you talk, please?
We are calling in and having a talk with the wonderful ladies on the View.
What time is that gonna be? I don't want Wendy calling nobody before 7 a.m.
Oh my gosh, okay. It comes on at 11 a.m. The View. My friend Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar. Listen, I've been to The View several times in life.
See?
It's nice. I enjoy The View.
Because Wendy just woke up, by the way. I just want y'all to know that,
Yeah.
okay?
Wow.
She ain't even brushed her teeth yet.
They also said in Vanity Fair that the only way that you're able to talk in these interviews is because it's scripted, but you didn't know any of the stuff that we were asking you today. So.
No.
Well, you know what? Do you want to know what? My guardian person says that I don't know how to talk, that everything's scripted, which is untrue. You know what? The same person who says I'm incapacitated, which I am not. Oh, excuse me. These are the same people who say, you know, if you say something too much, then I am too scripted or whatever. It's like saying whatever. Like, who doesn't say whatever? I'm sorry. I say whatever.
It's all.
What do you say?
I call it an all Jedi mind game.
Right.
She really just wanted the world to believe that Wendy was incapacitated. She
Right.
had her locked up.
Yes.
She gave her a phone where she can't receive calls. And her big mistake was that she didn't realize who Wendy Williams was.
That's right.
And she has a platform like Breakfast Club, and she's very well connected, and there are people who will back her up.
And I have to tell you something. Whenever I'm on the radio and I'm talking with you, Charlemagne, whenever I'm talking with you, DJ Envy, whenever I'm talking with you, Warren, whenever I'm talking with you, you know, Gina, you know, Rosanna Scotto, Harvey Levin, you know, I mean, you know, just my life is so benevolent talking to you people. Really.
Those are all our folks. You know, yesterday everybody was like, they can't wait to see, you know, Wendy back on TV, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Wendy does have plans once she gets out. But, you know, we'll talk about all that stuff at another date.
So there you have it. Wendy explained herself what happened yesterday. And the good news is that she did pass a competency test. Now, the latest update is that Wendy Williams' attorneys have filed an emergency petition to get her removed from the unsafe living facility after she passed the evaluation. It's only right. Why keep her in there? She has proven through a doctor that she is not incapacitated. Now, I don't know what this woman's next move is going to be. That's Sabrina. But as for now, it's only fair that they let her out and they open an investigation on Sabrina. But that's just my opinion. I'm glad that everything went well for her yesterday. Now, if you want to know how we got to this point, that she was taken to a hospital yesterday, go back and look at my previous video. It'll fill you in on all the details just in case you are not up to date. And I'll leave that link in my description below. The only thing left now is I want to know you guys' opinion in the comment section. How long do you think this is going to drag out? And do you think Sabrina will ever pay for what she's done? Until next time, bye for now.